Well, well, well.
You've got to get out of here now. Come on.
Why? What's going on?
It's what's going to go on. Fred Elliott and I don't know, hundreds of others are going to be moving in here any minute.
I thought you said Steve.
I know what I told Stephen. I was wrong. Come on.
All right, all right. On your horses.
And don't worry. I thought of somewhere else for you.
Hey?
You like being on a boat?
Do you know, strangely enough, Bet, I haven't been sailing for quite a while.
Cecil Newton, who's my sort of fiancé in waiting.
Fiancé?
Don't ask. He's got one moored at Fleetwood. If I can only get you there.
That sounds like it's come this way.
Oh, hellfire.
Hey, look, I reckon someone's grasped me up, you know.
Who would, though? Unless it was somebody who saw you when you come here. Oh! Right, let's keep moving. Oh.
At least now she's back, I can get out of an evening. I might as well have been chained to that bar.
Must have felt like it.
Not that I begrudge her. It was worth it just to see her smiling again. Look, say no if you don't fancy it, but how's about you and me going out tonight? I mean, just to walk out and a drink somewhere.
Yeah, OK.
For one thing, I know I'll be happier once we put all this business with Peter behind us.
Well, that's the only place I want to put it, I can promise you. Hello.
Hiya. Somebody said Shelley were back. Yeah, she is. Go on in. She'll be delighted to see you. Thanks. So, what shall we say?
7:15? No, 7:30.
Right. See you then.
Bye.
Are you sure about this?
How many times?
Well, it were bad enough in that board now, because now we're going to be stuck in a caravan together.
With your dad and Josh. I won't call that being on his own exactly.
Yeah, but I don't want you thinking that, well, I planned it or something.
If you are, but it's the worst possible plan anyone's ever put together.
Oh, shall I put kettle on?
Yes, please.
Oh, thanks, Mum.
I wondered whether you'd come back at all.
Well, I wondered if Peter was still here, but he's not, so I have.
Well, I'm glad. One reason is because there's going to be a wedding on December 29th.
No.
We've booked it.
Oh, well, good for you.
Well, it surprised me a bit. There are times I've wondered Kieran wanted to put it off forever, but no, he seems keen.
Perhaps he thinks he's no choice. Mum? Well, no choice if he wants to keep Sunita happy, which I'm sure he does, and all credit to him.
I think we're trying to keep one another happy.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Well, except when it means you're doing something you don't want to.
I what?
Well, we're getting married, yeah?
Yeah.
Except Kieran wants to keep things cheap and cheerful. Registry office, sandwiches down the pub, that sort of thing.
And you don't?
Well, I'd like to think I was worth a bit more than that.
Listen, love, if I've learnt one thing, it's not the wedding that matters. It's what happens afterwards that counts.
Yeah, I suppose.
Hello? What's going on here? What do you think you're doing?
And you are?
I'm the chap what owns this caravan, that's who I am.
What's your name?
Elliot. Frederick Handel Elliot. Have I been robbed? Has somebody broken in?
Have you had anybody staying here, sir?
No. There should have been, but no, nobody.
Looks like we might have had a false alarm.
So nobody's broken in?
They haven't, sir, no.
Except for you. How did you get in?
The site manager had a key.
Oh.
You didn't ring us by any chance, did you?
Why should I do that?
About an escaped convict?
No, I didn't. Would you like me to?
Sorry to have troubled you, sir. Like I say, false alarm. We'll leave you to it.
That was going to Fleetwood, we could have got that.
We'll wait at the next stop. Just hang on, hang on. Have half a Blackpool Sands in here.
Oh, you poor thing. Hey, listen, Bet. What? Trying to ask you a question. Look, has Liz said anything to you about your man Laurie and that boozer?
Is that what all this is about?
Ah, well, when I was inside, one of the lads said he'd heard that they'd been cozying up behind the bar together.
You want locking up for your own good, you?
Is that you saying there's nothing going on?
Not going on as he'd like it to go on, no. Jim, you should know that.
I know, but you know what I'm like, Bet? I get some idea in my head and I can't get rid of the damn thing. Oh, no, it's the police. Come here on the other side of me.
I'll do better than that. Give us a kiss. What? No, come on. Now, be gentle with you. Don't be scared.
We're away on, we're all right.
By heck. You've learned a few tricks in that prison.
You're a wonderful woman, Bet, and I'm very grateful, believe me.
A lot of fellas have said that. Come on. Let's get a tram up front.
Aye, onward.
I'm surprised to see you back here so soon. I was surprised to see you back here at all, after what was said before.
I don't want to fall out with you, Dad. I admit what I said might have been a bit strong, but it's because I'm worried.
About yourself or me?
I just think that if you're not careful, you're going to be making the biggest mistake of your life.
I already made that 20 years ago by not marrying her then. But you've nothing to worry about. There might not be a marriage.
Why not?
Well, Beth and I have been at cross purposes. She wasn't aware that I was talking about tomorrow. She thought, oh, years on. Anyway, she's reconsidering.
I'll bet she is. How long's that going to take her? 10 minutes?
She said she'd tell me tonight.
And what's this then?
That's nothing to do with you. Give it here.
It's for her, isn't it?
Give it here. Come on.
Well, if you're worrying about whether she'd want to marry you, don't. Because the minute she sees that...
That's enough. Subject's closed.
She'll want to marry you, all right.
I said, don't.
And then what do you think will happen once this joke of a marriage takes place? You think she's going to stay faithful? You think she's going to be content watching him bowling on Stanley Park and eating fancy cakes at the Imperial rest of her life? No chance. Look, you say you're doing this for company, to have somebody here with you. You won't see her for dust. She'll be off picking up fellas and trying out every hotel bed in Blackpool.
Leave this house. Get out!
I'm going. And when I come back, it'll be with proof of what I'm saying.
The only way you're coming back is with an apology. That's the only way you're coming back.
Oh, we'll see, shall we?
Yes, we will.
Said I wanted to stay in a hotel.
This is a hotel.
No, it's a boarding house.
Yeah, so it is, sorry.
Don't care about me. All you care about is your mum and your convict dad. Well, not tonight, because they can take a back seat because you're going to take me out.
Right, fine.
And I don't mean back to that great little pub either. Sitting talking to your mum all night, I mean out.
Look, we might just call in.
No, baby, why?
Because I want to see how she is after she's seen him.
What do you mean, how she is? She's not going to be any different, is she? She's still going to be wanting you to wait around on foot.
I want to know what they've decided. I want to know what's going to happen to him.
That means I was involved in transporting him about again.
Well, you don't have to be. You can stay here. I'll go on my own.
You know what I could do anytime I wanted? I could phone the police, tell me where your dad is. Then it'd all be over.
It'll be over between me and you.
I'm not saying I would.
No?
Oh, I was only joking. Go and see your mum. Then take me out.
We ought to think about going to the caravan park. They'll have tea ready.
Maybe. But then again, he still could be out with his broody pals.
You know he's going to be fishing.
Well, I don't think he'll be fishing. I know what you mean, leave it to me.
He'll be unbearable. I can see him now with that little glint in his eye, like he was at breakfast today.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to him.
It's enough to make you feel guilty, just the way he looks at you.
Yeah, well, don't worry, because there's no need to. He's not done anything wrong. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, I know.
Yeah, well, then don't let him get to you. Any change left?
A bit, why?
Well, come on, then. Let's go and do another 10 minutes in the amusement arcade.
There you go, thank you.
Going to be local news on in 10 minutes. You're going to have a listen?
Why should I?
See if they've picked up your husband.
That's if it is it.
Oh, I think it probably is, don't you? I mean, your son turning up. I'm not a fool, you know, Liz.
I know you're not. But this is my problem, and I'm the only one who can solve it.
I admire the sacrifice you're making. I do, really. But what's it for? Somebody you were never happy with when you were together, from what you told me. Do you think you're going to be any happier when he finally does come out?
I think we've a chance, yeah.
No. What you think is that you're under an obligation, that you've no choice but you have to wait. Well, you don't, you know. Not when you've got somebody else wanting to take care of you.
I appreciate that. Actually, I've been thinking, I don't know how long I'm going to be stopping here.
Oh, no, come on.
This is no good for either of us.
Look, you're going through a tough time. You don't want to be making silly decisions you're going to regret. We'll have a good talk when all this about your husband's been cleared up, all right? I'm going to have a listen to the news. I'll let you know if anything's happened.
Now, there should be a key here somewhere.
So, This belongs to the man who wants to marry you, that bit.
Well, he says he does.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be hanging around, so I wouldn't. Eh? I'd be telling him tomorrow soon enough.
Yes, well, you would, because you're anybody's you. I found that out. Come on, let's get you stored away where you'll be safe.
So what were they looking for?
Yeah, I don't know. They said, had I rung them about an escaped convict?
What, like ordering a takeaway pizza? Could we have one escaped convict with extra topping?
That might have been it, I didn't think. So I were at boarding house last night.
Why?
Just asking.
We didn't mean to end up there.
No.
We only went because the car broke down. We had no choice. And they only had one room, so we had no choice about that either.
I see.
They did a very good breakfast.
They generally do.
And I said to Claire she could have the room to herself, but she said, no, we'll manage, so we did. And that's because we had no choice.
All right, son, all right. I believe you.
Cecil's. But don't worry. I'll see you don't go near while Jim's there.
Well, you were expecting me to go see him tonight.
I don't think he will be now. For one thing, they lock it up. I'm not sure you get in.
He says he wants me to give my notice in here and move out, and he won't give himself up till I do.
What did you say?
Well, I said I will, but I need some time. Otherwise, I'll be putting myself out on the streets.
Oh, you don't want to do that?
And now Laurie is behaving in a very peculiar fashion.
I thought you were doing that already.
Well, he were giving me the impression that you were expecting to hear something about Jim on the news. Then he got all steamed up when there wasn't anything.
You can understand that. He'll want to see him locked up again, won't he?
Hiya.
Anyway, I've got to prepare for my big day, so I'll leave you to it.
See you later. Your dad's not in the caravan anymore. Bet's had to move in.
What's she done that for?
Oh, I'll tell you later. Do you want a drink?
No, I've got Karen in the car. Perhaps I'll take her out. Have you sorted things out with Dad?
We're halfway there.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Hey, enjoy your night out.
Now, you know you can come with us, don't you?
What, were you and Bev? No thanks.
Well, just warning you, you're likely to find yourself on your own.
Yeah, well, I'm used to being on my own.
Now, why is that, I wonder?
Dead on time, should have been a train driver.
Well, I might try that next if the town hall don't want me.
Hang on a sec. Shelley, love, I'm going.
Oh, sorry, love. Doesn't look as if we're even stopping for the one.
No, don't worry, you better get out there before all the good-looking fellas are taken.
You are joking.
Yeah, I was actually. I'll have an orange juice, please, Kieran, and then something stronger when Mum's gone.
How are you?
I'm fed up of being pregnant.
That's something that never really appealed to me.
Right then. Now behave yourself. We shall not. If we were going to behave ourselves, we could stop here.
Well, don't tell anyone you're my mother then.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck.
Hiya. Here, hiya. I'm going to sit over here because I've got a picture of what I'm going to wear for my wedding, and you're not supposed to see it.
I'll avert my eyes.
So will I, or else I might throw up. You're not really getting married, are you?
The day's been named, the invitations have been written, and I'm beginning to feel distinctly unwell.
You're going to look gorgeous.
Well, you just got to wonder why bother when there's going to be hardly anyone there to see it.
Well, if it means that much to you, why don't you tell him?
Because I don't want us falling out over it.
You don't have to. Let's both work on him. I bet we can convince him that he wants a big wedding just as much as you do.
Take no notice. I wasn't serious.
Yeah, well, I think you were. I think you don't really want to get married.
Keep your voice down, will you?
So why don't you just tell her? Say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do it.
Because it might work out. Stranger things have happened. Now, can we change the subject, please, before you get me into more trouble?
What, when people talk about me? What you're doing is far worse.
It's a bigger caravan than I expected.
Still a bit of a squash. But once we get the car back, I reckon we'll be... Hey, look who it is. Steve.
All right, Ash.
Son. What are you two doing here?
Well, we've just come for a couple of nights away, you know.
Yes, he's got some family here.
My mum, you mean?
No, what's what do you mean?
Well, we brought our Josh for a few days. I know it doesn't look like it, but my dad's babysitting him.
So we can have a walk.
Yeah, and it was his idea, not ours.
Well, all of it's been his idea, really.
Right?
Right, see you then.
I hope we don't bump into anybody else while we're here. Because it weren't worth us coming.
This is nice.
Philip were round earlier, my son.
Oh, yes.
I'm telling you this because I want you to know everything before you make a decision.
Go on.
Well, he thinks I'm being an old fool. That you're only after me for my money. And that even if we were wed, I'd never see you because you'd be out gallivanting around Blackpool.
And do you think he's right?
Well, of course I don't. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
No, but I would. I mean, if I was just after your money, how can you be sure I'm not?
Well, of course I can't. Not 100%. Nobody could.
I mean, it's not as though I love you, is it?
No.
I told you that. And how could I? We've only just met up again.
Well, what if I cancel tomorrow? So there'd be no wedding. And we could go on seeing each other like we did before. How would that be?
But you said that that was the one thing that you didn't want.
Well, I know.
That it either had to be marriage or nothing. Come on, Cecil. At least have the courage of your own convictions.
It's just as quiet in here.
This is turning into a pub crawl.
Oh, hello. I'd forgotten you worked here.
For my sins. Hi.
Hi.
Well, it's a large gin and tonic and
Red wine.
a large red wine.
So, are you checking on the competition or what?
No, just having a night out.
Oof, I could do with one of them myself. Where are you thinking of going?
Well, here.
Then home to bed.
Well, not just yet. I suppose we might go on somewhere else, mightn't we?
Well, it's just, I'm finishing early tonight. If you don't mind me tagging along.
Well, of course not, no.
No.
Great. Well then, what is it we're looking for? A club? Because I can take you to one or two of them. Depends what you're after. Do you want live music or what?
Oh, I don't care about music. Some live men would be nice.
Oh, we'll find us some of them. Or anyway, some we can put a bit of life into. That's $6.50, please. Thanks.
Actually, I wasn't planning on being late.
Neither were I. Isn't it nice when plans don't work out?
No, what I meant was I probably won't come with you. Do you mind?
Well, no. You might regret it when you hear what we get up to.
I'll risk it.
Well, I don't know what else to say.
Well, say the same thing that you said before.
Well, what was that?
Ask me, will I marry you?
Well, I've already had my answer to that, haven't I?
Not from me.
Well, as good as. You said you didn't love me.
Well, of course I don't. But what does that matter?
Well, most folks think he does.
Most folk are younger than us. Most folk haven't learned, whereas we have. I've lived with fellas I've been head over heels in love with. I've been as miserable as sin. I don't want any more of that, thank you.
Well, what do you want?
I want to be with somebody that I like. Somebody I can trust. And somebody I can be at ease with.
I'll go along with that.
Well, then say it.
Will you marry me?
I will. Yes.
You will?
Did you not think I would?
Not after what was said before. No, I didn't.
Well, I'm sorry if I've disappointed you.
Oh, you haven't. You haven't. It's just that...
And we are still talking tomorrow, I hope.
Well, that's up to you.
Well, if it's up to me, yes. I will marry you tomorrow.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Oh, yeah, I nearly forgot this. For you.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's very, very nice.
I was going to have them put it on the table, so that it were there when you walked in.
You know what I would have done, don't you?
What?
I would have walked out. It's very nice, and I'm very grateful. But it's not what matters, is it?
No. No, it isn't.
Wasn't expecting to see you tonight.
You said to let you know as soon as I had anything.
And you have?
Well, see what you think. You're right about one thing, though. She stands out in a crowd. No problem picking her out.
The problem isn't picking her out, it's getting rid of her.
Anyway, I've taken some pictures here that I think you might find interesting.
Let's have a look.
They were taken this afternoon. I picked her up at the pub, like you said, followed her to Regent Caravan Park. She wasn't there long before she left in the company of the man you see there.
I told him. I told the dozy old fool she'd have a man tucked away somewhere. It's fantastic.
Do you want me to continue surveillance, or...?
No need. No, these should do the trick. There'll be no more talk about marriage once he sees these.